Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out, y'all.
Okay, listen. It's the day after the VMAs. I really enjoyed the show from the middle of my couch for the first time in 16 years. I got to watch it on TV. What an exciting show it was. All right, and from the VMAs, we're going to have one of the hosts, Nicole Byers. She's going to join us later on today. And also, this past weekend, I hosted the MJ Loves BK 6th anniversary party.
Yes, you did.
Block party with Spike Lee in Brooklyn. And DJ Spinner was on the turntables, and we just celebrated the life and legacy of Michael Jackson for about 6 to 7 hours, which equated to about 10 nutcrackers.
Wow.
Yeah, so, man, we partied the whole time. Tracy, I got a chance to see your face in the crowd.
I know. I was like, let me freaking move through this sea and just show my face and just wave and see his reaction.
Yes.
And it was awesome. But it was a damn good time. All of Brooklyn came out. Like I said, not a single face was sour. No one was stank. Everyone smelled fresh. And everyone was jamming.
I wouldn't say everyone smelled fresh.
Oh, okay. Well, the crowd I was came through it. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. And then DJ Spinner's going to do a special dedication mix this morning. But right now, we got a very special guest.
Yes. We have a big-time writer in the not only the hip-hop world, but I would say music, pop culture. And she's written for Double XL, for Complex, for Axe Men, a full range of publications. And her name is Sowmya Krishnamurthy.
Hi.
Hey, Sowmya. How are you?
Good. How are you? It was weird watching the VMAs and not seeing you, Sway.
Did you miss me?
A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit of,
Wait a minute, huh? What?
Yeah.
It was weird watching the VMAs from my home,
Right.
But my daughter moved into the dorms yesterday at NYU.
Aw,
And
so you're just still, like, going through the motions, like teaching her boys are evil.
Yeah.
Don't drink anything, those good life lessons.
Yeah, well, I failed at that. But
Damn,
but moving
Sway.
her in the dorm, I spent my day yesterday moving her in her dorm, and to me that was priorities. That was a big deal. But plus, it was great for me to just watch.
Yeah.
And be able to enjoy, and it's different, as you know, from in front of a screen than from behind the camera, and I really enjoyed watching it. It allowed me to be a fan,
Right.
not just somebody working in the game.
Yeah.
And I thought Rihanna went to work last night.
Come on.
4 different performances.
Yep.
I mean, they worked her out. After the first one, I was like, okay, that was cool. Cool.
She built it up, though.
Yeah.
I think it started when you're going to do so many performances. You need your stamina. And I was just like, I knew Rihanna, I hope she kept the Red Bull. I hope she kept the energy up. And by the end, she gave such a great performance of Stay. It was so emotional, Diamonds. She actually built to a climax, which I think is what she wanted to do. Was
That's
really
true, too.
show and prove. She really sang her entire Wikipedia discography. Like, she's just reminding everyone in the room, I have more hits than all of you.
Yes.
So just letting you know.
Until Drake got there. Go ahead.
And off the keyword reminder,
that was cute.
I think it's also that she had all of it spread apart so that no one would be able to overshadow her. So even when you had a moment like Beyonce, you still had to remind yourself that Rihanna was in the building because she had a performance right after.
Yeah.
And was the only qualified person to come immediately following Beyonce.
Wow. I guess Britney Spears.
We'll talk about Britney up next. Sowmya's joining us. We got Celebrity Wire.
Yeah.
If you want to chime in, 888-742-3345. What were your thoughts about the VMAs? Shay 45.
On Sway in the morning.
And we got a very special guest, well-respected journalist with us.
Yes, music journalist, pop culture expert, Sowmya Krishnamurthy.
Hey, what's your social media? Because I want the citizens to follow you.
Sowmya K. SOWMYAK.
Okay, so the MTV Video Music Awards are all over the news cycle, right?
Absolutely. They were brimming with so many highlights. Me personally, I can't remember the last time a VMA award show was taken seriously by so many big artists. It just felt like it was 1999 again, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at all this, the lights, the actions. Beyonce was there, Rihanna was there, Kanye was there, Drake was there, everyone was there. And one of the moments that was spoken about the most was when Kanye took the stage. He was gifted with 4 minutes to do whatever the hell he wanted. He started off by taking a shot at his nemesis, Taylor Swift, who was not in the building, and that was noticeably so. And then he also spoke about his hardships. He spoke about his inspirations. And
he spoke about his ex. Did you see that? He shouted Amber and Ray J out, which I think was really Kanye level of flagrance, and I loved it. Like, I was there for that. You know, I like the pettiness. I need a little bit of that in the middle of the award show. Just a smidge, you know? I think with Kanye, you know, the VMAs are about these moments, right? And I mean, Sway, you know more than anyone, it's really these moments we talk about after the show, right? So around the water cooler, at work. And with Kanye, he gives us moments, and a lot of people roll their eyes. He was ranting, he was this. That's what he does. You know what I mean? Like, the VMAs gave him 4 minutes to give us a rant. Was it epic? Not so much. It was like a little baby rant, but, you know, it was a great teaser for a incredible Teyana Taylor video.
Oh, Teyana Taylor. Oh, my God.
And a lot of people said that those visuals saved that rant that was a bit, you know, zigzaggy. But Kanye, obviously, he's a quote monster, so let's listen to a little bit of that rant.
I sit down and talk to older, like, rich people, you know, aka white, you know, but they tell me, don't compare yourself to Steve Jobs, don't compare yourself to Walt Disney, don't compare yourself to these people, right? My friend Sakaya told me, it's 3 keys to keeping people impoverished. That's taking away their esteem, taking away their resources, and taking away their role models. My role models are artists, merchants. There's less than 10 that I can name in history. Truman, Ford, Hughes, Disney, Jobs, West.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you know, typical Kanye. He definitely just kicked off his tour, so that's the beginning of a series of rants that we're about to receive.
Yeah, but that Fade exclusive, the video to Fade with Teyana Taylor, did we just walk right by that moment?
No,
we can't walk by that moment.
Absolutely not.
Because she made it hard, like, you know,
she made it hard. Notice Sway's like choice of words there. Yeah,
and we talk about, you know, Beyonce and her performance and how it was hard to follow up from Beyonce, and Rihanna being in that same planet now because she did 4 great performances. But I think what she did in that video too.
Amazing.
Yeah,
crazy. Everyone wants to go to the gym now.
Yeah, right.
And take a shower just for some reason. That video makes me want to do that.
And you know what else too? We're in an interesting time where like holy matrimony, monogamy, all of these type of virtues are being celebrated. And I think a lot of women who are married are using that as a way to promote a different level of feminism and to really own their bodies. But it's okay because it doesn't fall too salacious because it's under the eyes of their husbands.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's interesting.
That's really interesting.
Very interesting.
Damn.
I mean, one thing I'd love, though, is if we would also focus on her as an artist.
Yes.
I know with Teyana, so much of it is about how she looks or how she was humping the floor of a gym. You know, all great things, great characteristics.
I like the sheep thing, though. The symbolism in the sheep.
What are some theories? Let me hear a theory about what the fuck that means. Sowmya, begin.
I think that was like when you drop acid, and that's what happens.
Well, at the end of the video, at the end of this exclusive clip, Teyana, Iman Shumpert, and their baby was surrounded by sheep, and then in her face, she was in the face of a cat with a tail.
Yes.
And that just you know, that just took us to another place,
but
right?
He wasn't a cat, so I'm like, maybe that's his pussy. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
That has something to do with what the hell did the sheep? Maybe they're not sheep in a sea of sheep.
Okay.
They're the shepherd, and maybe we're the sheep as the audience, because we actually watched like a 4-minute video of just them basically having sex.
Right.
Did you notice, though, that where was rock and roll at the VMAs? Did rock have a place at the VMAs last night?
See, I'm one of those people, like, I think that the VMAs are a stage for all genres.
Yes.
And I miss when there's not, you know, I want to see EDM. I want to see even maybe a little bit of country. Like, for me, obviously, I love seeing guys like Chance the Rapper out there. I love seeing Khaled doing 7 million jobs. Future. I love seeing, you know, our guys get love. But I would love to see a little bit of diversity, too. It really felt like, you know, sugar pop and, you know,
Hip hop.
hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin Harris doesn't count. He won Best Male Video.
But he wasn't there.
See, and I wonder maybe he thought Taylor might show up. Awkward. So maybe
Okay.
that's why he shot the video and just said, hey, you know, here's my video message.
Right.
Because you don't want to run into your ex, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's like not the venue. Not everyone can pull off a Kanye shout out people that he shared bodily fluids with, you know?
Shout out to Amber Rose, too.
Yeah.
Amber handled that moment well.
The Amber
No,
Shrug.
shout outs to Kim Kardashian. You know, I think one thing people don't give Kim credit, like as his wife, she really indulges his artistry. And how many women would be okay with their man? I mean, not only shouting out their ex, putting her naked body in a video. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think she understands him, and people
good point.
oftentimes don't understand Kim and Kanye, but they go really well together. And I think last night she was his perfect compliment.
Okay, we got some people on the line. Devontae is on the line from Chicago. What up, Devontae?
Devontae.
What's going on, Sway?
What's poppin'?
Good
Yo, yo,
ride,
yo, yo, yo.
people.
What's happening, man? So what are your thoughts?
No, I think that Britney Spears, I thought that she did pretty good. She hadn't performed in quite some time. I thought that she came out and did what she can do. And I don't think her performance was horrible, but I thought she did the best that she can do. And I thought she get an A in my book.
Wow.
And for Kanye West, Kanye West, if you, in order to relate to Kanye West, you can't deal with life on a high school level. You have to deal with life on a Yale level. That's the only way you'll be able to understand what Kanye West is going. Because if you don't, you'll be lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he's on a different frequency, and a lot of folks they get bothered by how he articulates himself. But I think if you look at his ways and actions, he's a walking inspiration. So if he can't say it correctly or in a way that you can understand, look at what he's doing, especially if you're from Chicago. So in many ways, growing up in Oakland, you see certain people excel and exceed expectations. And sometimes guys like him, guys like Jay-Z, guys like P. Diddy, you know, who beat the odds, man, you just got to let them flap their wings and see where they fly to, you know.
Exactly. And sometimes guys like that, they're not going to just put their point out and be direct with it. They throw stuff out there and make your mind work a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for your call, Devontae. You're a citizen.
It's Sway in the morning. And just to add real quick, too, I think we need to make some adjustments on the lens of which we view celebrities. Like, they are not meant to be demigods. And everyone is a teacher and students to a level. So I think just take what works. It doesn't have to be the complete package of whatever they're delivering, but take what works and leave the rest.
And Kanye's crazy, and I love him for that. Like, what's wrong with our, like, superstars being a little crazy? That's how great artists are. You know, Prince, MJ, you're just a little bit off center, and that's what Ye does. And what's wrong with that? You know, it gets the people talking, literally.
Until you
know?
use it to rationalize bullshit.
We got Greg on the line from Memphis. Good morning. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Greg, what up, man?
Greg.
Swiggity. What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
Chilling.
Hi.
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, I was watching the video. I watched it late last night, like 1 in the morning. I was just fast-forwarding through most of it. And I got to Beyonce, and I'm like, damn, this girl is like the Michael Jackson of, like, performing, man. Like the female Michael Jackson of, like, shutting down. I mean, she took you through every theme of her album in, like, 15 minutes, man. I haven't seen that done, like... I haven't seen that done. I'm 28 years old, and I haven't seen that done since I was a kid looking at Michael Jackson on stage, you know.
You know, it's interesting. Hey, Greg, I remember years ago Jay-Z said something to that effect, right?
He did. When she won the Vanguard Award and he gave it to her, it was basically she's the greatest living performer. And for a man like Jay, who's a great performer in his own right, to, like, pass that torch, I think meant a lot. And I agree, Greg, like... incredible. I mean, she took me through so many emotions. I felt like if you were too cheap to get HBO and watch Lemonade, this was your little free taste, you know? And after watching that, I was hitting up my friend, like, we have to go to the show. I don't care if we have to pool our resources, pay out of pocket. I need to see this tour. It was so good.
It was. Sowmya, thank you for coming by today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
What you got going on for yourself?
Just busy working on a lot of projects. I think today I'm interviewing Sampha, so a little bit off rap, but yeah, just a lot of articles, a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, I think if anyone knows Drake. You should be very familiar with who he is. But yeah, so a lot of things coming up. Just interviewed Rich Homie Quan for a publication. So a lot of things coming up. Yeah.
Hey, did he talk about the Hip Hop Honors Awards when you interviewed him?
You got to read the article, Sway.
Well, that was a yes or no question. I'm not going to dig.
You just got to give shoulder. You get a little skin. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I think if we learned, it's about a little skin, not too much skin.
So he didn't talk about it? Okay, all right.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming by. Tracy, thank you for that Celebrity Wire.
Of course, always.
There's something else you want to touch on before?
Yeah, real quick. I think this is interesting. Diddy and Drake both were at the VMAs, and we know how they had a bit of a beef.
That was going to be such a moment when Puff received the award and was basically like, Drake, you can come and get it. That was a moment that a lot of people missed. Tracy, I'm glad you caught it. And the fact that Drake showed up in a tuxedo hours later, you don't want to mess with Puff. You know what I mean? If anyone knows their 90s rap, you don't want to mess with him. He's from Harlem, and he looks amazing. I mean, Puffy looked incredible. He's wearing kimono. Skin was glistening. Cassie looked amazing. But don't mess with him.
Right.
But I heard they made a truce since this reported conflict they had.
Right, the War of the Knuckles. Yeah, so they had a truce, and it looks like there was an evolution in their relationship. And then, according to TMZ, ever since last year when they had the phone call to just squash everything, they've been talking every single day.
Oh.
I found the timing a little weird. They said Drake was caught in traffic. I've been caught in traffic, but I don't care how slow your Uber is, Drake. You were like 4 hours late.
That's the go-to excuse now.
And they got an amazing train system here in New York, so it could easily.
But they shut off the station because Alessia Cara, remember you saw her coming out of the 34th station? But I wanted that moment when that award happened and a lot of us were waiting with bated breath. But, instead we got Drake in a tuxedo professing his love to Rihanna, only to get friend-zoned. So we had to wait a couple of hours, but maybe the Drake Diddy showdown will happen.
Well, you know what? It sounded
BT Hip Hop Awards. I don't know.
Yeah,
true.
That's coming up. Rihanna, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Beyonce, congratulations.
Teyana, congratulations.
Teyana Taylor, congratulations.
Yes.
G-Eazy out of Oakland, California.
Got his crotch grabbed by Britney Spears.
Yeah, Britney grabbed it. She grabbed his crotch and then wouldn't let him kiss her. Did you see when he was trying to pull her head closer and she said, no.
What's up with the women? Rihanna passed on Drake's lips. Britney passed on Jeezy.
Cuffing season hasn't started yet, so we have to keep our options open. So maybe Britney wanted to see what Drake looked like in a tux.
Okay.
Rihanna, maybe there was another person she was looking into. We can't just be locked down just because these guys want us.
Options are a blessing.
They really are.
Yeah, but that was a moment, I mean, remember the Britney and Christina Aguilera and Madonna kiss?
But then don't forget the Madonna Drake kiss, and that was not consensual, where it was like a python attacking poor Drake, and you don't want that. So I think Britney pulled away.
That wasn't consensual?
I don't think Drake wanted that.
It looked more assault case.
Yeah, he looked like he jumped in a vat of Lysol afterwards.
He looked pained.
He was very pained. But he took it like a G. But I think when it came to Britney, she's like, I'm a legend. This is not your moment.
You got to earn it. Right.
Yeah. Take me out to dinner. You know what I mean? Do something.
Do something, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's town business right there. I'm sure afterwards he probably put some things in her ear.
Hey.
She probably took him out to dinner.
Wow.
That's how we do in Oakland. Shout out to G-Eazy, man. I'm proud of you, man. You made that VMA stage. Final performance. And Key and Peele, man, you guys made me laugh the whole night. Congratulations. Crickets?
You know what? I think a lot of people didn't understand it. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people understood them, to be honest. And I wanted Khaled to host. I thought Khaled did such a great job that his energy and momentum, and then I went to them, and I didn't understand what half their jokes were. Like, it sounded like, like a dad trying to be funny and relevant.
After Beyonce performed, their faces, it needed no words. That was hilarious to me.
That was my face the entire show watching them. Like I didn't, Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, Khaled, Aziz Ansari. I think there were a lot of other great hosts, and I just didn't get them.
It reminded me. It was reminiscent of when Marlon Wayans and his brother hosted Marlon and Sean, I think, hosted
Yeah.
the BET Awards.
Yes.
Okay.
It was reminiscent of that to me, but okay, it wasn't for everybody.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people didn't get the alter egos, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, who is this? And they legitimately didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if the cat, Keanu, maybe if he
Yeah.
showed up, it would have been
It
funny.
was a weird catfishing type of situation.
Well, I enjoyed the show. Congratulations to the VMAs.
Absolutely.
A lot of entertainment. And the Lil Dicky Trojan condom commercial went viral.
Get it, Dick.
Yeah.
And then also go
I'm
to
wearing my Dicky shirt.
go to the Sounddrop.com. We did a lot on emerging artists with Pepsi, and it's a new series that I'm a part of. So the Sounddrop.com. We covered Lucas Graham, Alessia Cara, and also Jadena. So make sure you check that out.
Can we shout out Chance the Rapper, by the way?
Absolutely.
That was a really great look for a guy who came, from mixtape, blog rapper.
Mm-hmm.
I loved he showed up with a cigarette in his ear because he really just doesn't care. And
Yes.
something about that was awesome, you know?
Well, if he showed up with a blunt in his ear, that would have been even more.
Well,
yeah.
but I think the cigarette was very him.
Yes.
It was very on brand.
Yeah. And then also, that's probably the biggest rock star moment that we will receive.
yeah.
Is the cigarette behind the
the
ear.
cigarette behind it. 'Cause there was no rock.
No.
Yeah.
It from Charlemagne to Lizzo to Khaled hosting the pre-show
Yes.
to Key and Peele to Khaled to
More Khaled,
Nicole
more
Byer
Khaled.
hosting the Big Show and Jay Farrell.
Yeah.
Very, very, very us.
Yeah, there was a lot of melanin. I like that.
Yes.
That was nice.
No rock. Thank you, Sowmya. Thank you for coming by.
It's Sway in the morning, only
On Shade 45.